I entered corporate life by accident. I suffered in it. And I got away without any plans. I discovered I was not alone in that struggle. And I started looking for similar experiences. In the process, I became an entrepreneur. David Ogilvy says that talent, statistically, is likely to be found in dissenters, anti-conformists, and rebels. James Dyson, a guy that invented something that I will never use, Stephen Sasson, or even Red Hastings, are actually living proof that something like a missing conversation, a series of failure, or someone thinking different from the rest of the corporate can be behind the biggest failure of them. So I've spent 13 years, as Naveen has said, for Swift. Swift is a very articulate, influential, failure is not an option style corporation, dealing with the billion of messages every year, carrying money. I became very quickly an intrapreneur in it, though. I built a Facebook for bankers in 2006, inspired by another social network for Italians called italiansonline.net that I co-founded before Facebook came to Europe. Then, still within Swift, developed MindTagger. MindTagger was tagging the mind of the employees of Swift to find skill and competencies in the right combinations for specific projects. And in 2009, just after Lehman Brothers collapsed, we have been tasked to create the first global fintech movement called InnoTribe. InnoTribe gave birth to a series of unicorns that today are making the history of fintech. So, what's next? I failed in building up a corporate venture capital within Swift to invest in all these brilliant companies that we kept finding. So the project collapsed, and with it, potentially, the biggest ever fintech fund. Every company has a given amount of tension it can stand. And I think I reached the limit. So I did the only possible thing. I left with no plan. I quickly became an investor and built my own company and discovered my passion for building businesses. And most importantly, what makes me vibe: to give wings to entrepreneurs. This is how I want my work to impact the life of others. So, with the virus of Africa inside me, I decided to set up Time Pledge, coaching African entrepreneurs from African frontiers market especially, where soft skills and entrepreneurship culture are lacking the most. 7 countries and 1,000 lives touched and counting. This only increased my exponential love for this continent. So only one thing was missing to find my personal perfect setup. I was born with my feet in the sand, and the beauty of my hometown make a simple life extraordinarily lucky. This is my hometown in Italy. So I really wanted to go back to something that makes me happy. Breathing the scent of the sea, having my feet in the sand. So I moved to Lisbon. This is Carcavelos Beach, only 3 minutes from my place, and is one of the 20 beaches that I can go around from my home just by bike. In the process, I also set up a real estate companies, managing over 20 apartments and growing. The U branch of the most listened to fintech podcast called Breaking Banks. And recently, which you haven't said, Naveen, a Brazilian churrasco selling the best chicken you will ever eat. 25 fintech deals with no earned carry, so I still have to work. And some 4 companies later, I'm reflecting now on what is the best way to propagate these learnings and how they can help others. And here are the 5 lessons I learned the hard way. First, you might not know what you love, and it's okay. So sometimes, follow your passion might not be the best advice. Refine and try and learn and fail are the best teachers to point you in the right direction. Lesson number 2. Some golden corporate cages are more difficult to escape than others. I know it well from my Swift times. But ultimately, the moment you contemplate the possibility to get out is the moment after which you will not regret to change your life. Number 3, being an entrepreneur means to be accustomed to take decisions, to lead by example, and to accept people might fail you. It's okay. You should not take it personally, from my personal experience. Lesson number 4, the moment you realize you're different, unfit, out of place, or in conflict, has to be treasured. Not as a source of stress or anger, but as the feeling that the next chapter of your life might be close or just around the corner. Last, and I'm going to use an unorthodox word, there is a difference between being a rebel and being an asshole. Not all troublemakers are a blessing. Your drivers will define your purpose. Mine is freedom. That's why I will hardly be able to go back to a one-job-only setting or a corporate life. That's why I try to surround myself with partners that can run the business with me and not for me, as an opportunity for them to grow. That's why I choose a life where I can free up time anytime, conscious that you don't need to be a multi-million-dollar exit entrepreneur to do so. So, in conclusion, the fact of being different, if you find your way to make your uniqueness your strength, you will find the best place in life you can possibly have. Unapologetically free.